What's up, everyone? Welcome to Sky Bees. So, it's been a little while since I've been on here. For you guys, it won't seem like any time at all, but it's been a few days for me. I took a little break, did a bunch of work over on the Truly Bedrock server, and I thought I'd take a break from that and play Sky Bees. That is the benefit of playing a couple of different packs. Now, I've been over here doing some work. As you can see, we have the inscribers taken down. I am going to set them up again. It's just they they need to be automated, but we have a fair amount of processors as it sits right now. We're getting low, but not too bad. Let's see. For cores, we're doing pretty good too, so we can kind of let bygones be. The other thing that I did is I have torn apart my apiaries. So as we talked about in the last episode or a couple episodes ago, we don't need these different bees sitting in here all the time, but there are specific bees that we are going to need. If we look in our quest book, and yeah, these are all messed up, but if we look in our quest book and we get into this creative tab, a lot of these creative stuff uses this ultimate singularity, and this ultimate singularity is aluminum and bronze and so on and so forth. And to get these guys, you have to have a quantum compressor with the ultimate catalyst in it and 10,000 items. So I think I did the math, and it's like 29 ultimate singularities that we need in total to eventually do these quests, which means I'm going to need 290,000. Is that right? No, 29,000? No, that's still not right. 290,000 is correct of the different um, ingots and stuff like that. So we have prepped here all of the bees that we need. We need aluminum, we need bronze, we need coal, we need copper, we need diamond, electrum, emerald, pigman. Did I say iron, copper, diamond? Anyway, we need lapis, we need lead, we need nickel, redstone, silver, steel, tin, and uranium. Now you will see that I am missing the bronze and the electrum B, but I did go ahead and get a block of each one of their stuff. Bronze and electrum both are pretty easy to make. They are made in the alloy kiln. Bronze is made with 3 copper and 1 tin, and electrum is made with 1 gold and 1 silver. So pretty easy to make. These guys are going to be fairly easy to make. The electrum B is gold and silver bred together to get us an electrum, just like the ingot was. And the copper is going to be copper and tin. I'm sorry, the bronze is going to be copper and tin, just like making the ingot. So once we have those bees, we are going to set up this area very differently. I'm going to tear this apiary in the center down. I'm going to have this area that I'm standing on, that area there, fix this area up here over here because I messed up the measurements, and then reinstate this apiary as well, and that is where we're going to have our stuff. Now, for some of these apiaries, such as this one here, I think I am going to set up like a gravel, sand, dust bee. I'm also going to look into some of the other smaller bees that we didn't think we needed to set up, because if we look in our bee quest, I do need to collect one of at least every honeycomb. So we are going to set them up. And like the creeper one could benefit us. The RGB one we can use for different dyes. It's going to work out. So we tore this down. In preparation for this massive overhaul of the apiaries, we have set up for centrifuges here. I took a bunch of steel blocks, and I have the energizing orb set up right here with some redstone, and we had this thing going. Got all these different centrifuges. I have my quantum tank for the honey. I have a flux point in the middle. Even though these look like they're not touching, it is still getting power in here. It's just a weird visual thing. And then I set crates up above here. My plan is to set an item router out front that is going to collect the items from here. And then I'm going to set an item router to the right of each one of these centrifuges that is going to be pulling the items out. That should keep up with it. This centrifuge is only going to take care of one apiary. As it sits right now, this should be able to work with just one centrifuge and just one item collector. But as we start upgrading the apiaries, we are going to need more item movement. So it's going to look pretty symmetrical having one item router, like I said, in front of here, and then one to the right all the way around. So what I am getting prepped to do right now, if you look at my inventory, is I need to set up drawers for all of these different materials because these are the things that we don't have. All of the other bees we have set up in a deep storage fashion, so we need to go ahead and get 10 of these drawers filled out, but I only have room for 4 more. Okay, so I crafted up 7 more frame drawers. Well, the one thing that I am missing is I am missing the it's the yellow, what is that stuff called? The yellow shingles. I'm missing this, which is made with terracotta and a piece of yellow dye, and then we take the yellow terracotta and we craft it like that, and that gets us the yellow shingles. So I need terracotta. Terracotta is made by smelting clay. No matter how we swing it, there's no way to get terracotta other than smelting clay. Clay, of course, we can get in the solidification chamber, but this requires water. We can do our traditional dust to clay method, but I have no dust. I have one piece of dust. So what we are going to do is we are going to set up a Clayconia from Botania. That's why I decided to bring you guys in before we got any further. This guy will take sand and it will turn it into clay. Pretty easy craft. We need 2 light gray petals, we need a gray petal, and we need a cyan petal, and then a Rune of Earth. Rune of Earth is a block of coal, a piece of stone, a mushroom, a mana powder, and a mana steel ingot. All of these things we have. Now, I did kind of upgrade my system here, putting a mana splitter in, very similar to what I did on Levitated. That is a piece of quartz enriched iron. That is the wrong thing. Now we should have a piece of iron. This was a quest to make the mana splitter, and I did take all of the logs that we were using for latex, and we went ahead and threw them through here just to get a little bit of mana, and I didn't want that to go to waste. So, mana ingot, mana powder, mushroom, block of coal, stone. This will make us the rune. We are going to need a piece of living rock. Yeah. Hi. Don't know where he is coming from. Oh, I have F7 turned off. That's why. Spawned right there. No big deal. So this is good to go. We just need to get our Wand of the Forest. And now we have the Rune of Earth. We can go ahead and grab our other mystical petals, and we can make the Clayconia. And it's raining. I did forget that this is not made over here as the same fashion as the rune. It is a petal apothecary craft, so we will go ahead and throw these guys in. And then a seed. Boom. We have a Clayconia. Nice. So what this can do is just like the pure daisies, it will turn sand into clay. Right? So let's take a couple pieces of sand. It'll break it like that. It'll turn it into clay. It's not a great way to make clay because, as you can see, we don't get a lot of clay balls. But we can put this guy to work. We can put the material stonework factory down. We can have this thing be making sand for us. Cobblestone, we want to crush that. We want to crush that. And then we want nothing else to happen. We can then take this, the secondary inventory, and we can push it up or whatever we want to do. And then, of course, we can have a block placer, which we'll probably put right here, placing the blocks of sand. The block placer should be easy for us to craft, and I do believe there is one for industrial foregoing, which is cool. But this guy is going to be a lot cheaper, and I do believe we actually already have one. So, time to get myself a little bit of water. We need to get lava back into the thing, which is going to be in our quantum tank. Stored fluid, Minecraft, lava. And we're going to set this thing up with a little advanced item collector that we can collect all of the different clay. We can craft it into... does this work? Obviously, I have 3 clay, but do I have a clay in here? Clay. Let me go ahead and grab all of that out. It does work. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna collect the items and then we're gonna send them over there to that storage drawer. This way we have it up in there. We are making 7 of these frame drawers for symmetry's sake. We need an odd number, so putting the clay in there actually worked out in our benefit. I do believe we have the system all set up here. This thing is ready to start push. Oh, why? Let's see. We need to take this slot here, disable. We need to make sure that we take this slot and disable everything because these actions are okay. So the this thing will grab the cobblestone and gravel and anything else that is made. But now this should be working and should be working well. So we can do some AFKing and we can come back to quite a bit of clay. Ooh. Oh no, this should have worked. This should have taken the stuff and so it is more than fast enough and things like that. I don't think that we actually need to take the speed upgrades because of how slow this thing actually produces. We do have the efficiency and speed upgrade in this thing. It does not matter. This is the speed in which it goes. So I honestly think we can sit here and have no upgrades in this thing. We can have just the range augments in here so that this will reach. And it is now sending clay over here, and we should be collecting it here. And we actually got quite a bit. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to make sure, of course, that we void upgrade this. There is no upgrades in this. I'm going to probably throw in an emerald upgrade too, just for kicks. And we do need to go through all of these drawers and make sure that there is an emerald upgrade in them, especially the ones that we need a lot of. Like this guy, we should probably just fill this thing up. We have the materials to do it. So that is the thing. Another thing that I did off camera and I forgot to show you guys was obviously we cleaned this section up. So we moved the metal press over here and I now have my power generation down here. I didn't know what to do with this platform. It is just an addition to the base to kind of add some stuff to it. It looked weird with the base coming down and then just stopping. If we really wanted to, though, we could add another platform the same distance down like this and just keep spiraling it all the way downwards, and we could do it all the way up too. That could look cool. Maybe at a later date or later point anyway. But yeah, we have a Botania thing going to automate clay, and now we're going to get the drawer set up that we need to get set up. Okay, so now we have our drawers set up. I've got one extra for symmetry here. We're trying to keep the same shape that we're building here. We're going to keep that with all of these as we go to 2 more drawers. Now, I think I'm going to eventually get rid of this trim that runs back this way. I don't think I'm going to have a 4th set of drawers here. We'll do the 2x2s here, the 1x's here, and then the compacting over here. So now what I want to do is I would like to breed these 2 bees and then start getting all of the bees that we have in their correct location and start really ramping this whole production up. Now the plan is we're going to use this apiary and this apiary, that apiary, and the one on the far side, and this center section is actually going to be hollow. And we're going to have one item router for each one of these feeding into one of those centrifuges. Eventually, we are going to upgrade these tier 1 apiaries to a tier 2, which it's a lot of work to get there, and then the tier 2 eventually into the tier 3, and then eventually into the tier 4. We have the nether stars to do this, we just don't have the other resources. And really, this is probably something we should get on like an autocraft so we can just set it and forget it. And we don't have to sit here and just grind a ton of tier 4 apiaries or tier 4 beehives, and so on and so forth. So eventually, like I said, this will be feeding into one chamber over there, and we will be getting the honeycomb blocks. These guys here, they give out a lot more stuff. Let's look at something that's a little more important, like bronze. This will give us 9 ingots as opposed to the one honeycomb only giving 1 ingot. So, multi-block only recipe, which means you can only use it in those style centrifuges. The elite version or the regular one would work. Now, I do know, most likely, that our copper bee, our silver bee, and our tin bee, where are you at? I know that these guys are most likely babies. Our gold bee, which is over there, is not. So we're going to need to go ahead and get them in this area and let them grow up. But before we do that, there is this neat thing, and you guys saw me have it up. It's called a player filter. It's right here from Dark Utilities, or it's a mob filter player. This allows a player to walk through it, but nothing else. And with the latest update to the pack, this is now a valid apiary block. Before, this wasn't. So you couldn't have it inside your apiary. And now that we can, I think we should use it as a block because it is a very neat block. I did already craft up everything that we need to get this. So we can place this guy down and we can walk through it. It's kind of a little dark when we go through it, but what's going to be neat is eventually we are going to have one here. We're going to have one here and right here. So we're going to eventually break this glass out. We will be able to come and fly overhead, drop down into here, and if we need to go into the apiary for any reason, we have that option. Awesome. Now it's time for me to let some bees grow up while we close this thing up because we're not quite ready to not use it. So we need the glass because when we release these bees as babies, they will float up and they could suffocate if this was a solid block. It's been a little while since we've done some bee breeding on camera, but we are going to start breeding our copper and tin bees. These little guys that they produce, we do not need. Come here, you little bronze bee. We don't need to worry about them growing up because we're just going to simply put them in one of these sides and get them going. So get out of my way, dude. All right, tin bee done. You're a tin bee. You're bronze, and you are a copper. So now we should have the 2 silver bees out here. Perfect. Copper, bronze, and we need to get gold out so we can get our electrum bees. So silver, gold. Won't make the same mistake we made last time where we hit both of the gold bees or both of the whatever bees. I went into the player filter. That was kind of awkward. That was pretty funny when we did that because we just got more gravel bees, I think. And with this guy, that is the final bee. Now, the crazy thing about these singularities, or at least what I thought was pretty crazy, is we don't need gold bees. That I thought was kind of interesting. Normally in packs, one of the singularities is gold. But as you can see, we did set up all of the player filters. I have all of the bees set up in here that we're going to put in. And I also have this side set up once again for these bees. So there's going to be 9 bees in here. There's going to be 8 bees in here. We did fix this side. And what I'm going to do now is pretty much just break this glass. And then we're going to fill this area in with the mana glass. Once we're ready, we have 2 more apiaries fully ready to go, and that is going to be awesome. So let's go ahead and take that. Let's make sure with F7, nope, we're still good. So now, we can go ahead and put our bees in this crate. So it is bronze, then coal, then copper, then diamond, then electrum, then emerald, so on and so forth. We go down here to redstone. We then have silver, and we have tin. Now, I wanted to keep these in kind of an order for a reason, because these 9 bees here go in here, and then the 8 bees that I have starting at the lapis to uranium go in there. So now it is time to place in our bees. Now, one thing I probably should have done before I placed all these guys in was get the item router set up. So I've gone ahead and reset all of these senders and stuff. We will put this guy in here as our puller. We will then go ahead and set up this. Which one is that? We'll set this guy up to here. Hopefully, yeah, it's not out of range. It's going in here. These items are now being crafted up and all of that stuff. We do need to get another item router, which I have plenty of them. Some of them have stuff in them, and we are going to have to go through that eventually. But let's see. Pull items from here. This we need to make sure that there's nothing in it. And then, of course, we need our sender module to go in here. And we are going to need to go ahead and find these different item routers that have the different things in them, right? So that one has nothing, that one has nothing, this one has speed and stack upgrades, this one has speed and stack upgrades, so does this one, and so does this one. So that is what we need over here. Need to make sure that we have enough speed and stack upgrades for this thing to send quickly. Right? CC. Shouldn't be a problem with this thing sending. Yeah, I mean, we have 18,000 diamonds, but uh let's see what augments we have. We have redstone, we have regulator, we have stack augment. This thing will allow us to send, I guess, a stack. Pickup, mimic, fast pickup. Whitelist is empty. C. Oh, I see now. I see what I did wrong there. No problem. You can't turn it on a whitelist. Oh man, it's keeping up. It's keeping up real nice just having the one um item router here. So the plan is, as you guys saw, this apiary is going to take care of that centrifuge we're going to be sent. So the other one where we're getting ready to send our next guys is going to be over there. And the best thing for us, honestly, to do is probably to take all of this stuff out of all of these item routers. And we need to make sure that none of these have any extra stuff in them. And we should be able to... I guess they won't stack. I thought if you cleared them, they would stack. Blacklist. Oh, you got to clear them completely out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clear all of these guys out. Make sure that they don't have any filters on them before we get going to the next round of stuff. Well, now I got the bees all set up. We have the item routers in. We have the same system set up over here. Hopefully... Oh, you know, you know, you gotta have the thing. So, yeah, this isn't gonna work. No, 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 no. Oh, it's going bad. It's going so bad. Oh, I should have put a block up there, but that's okay. Luckily, we can fly too, buddy. Yeah. So, crap. I don't know how many bees got out. Looks like a couple. Lapis. Come here, dude. They're fast. Let's see who else. I got both my lead, both those guys. I think that's all that got out. Both my nickel and one lapis bee. He's still floating around, of course. We'll keep an eye out. But what we're going to have to do is actually get into here because somebody forgot to place down the apiary. Right? So, there. Like, you guys should all start going in there. I can't believe it. Oh, what a buffoon. I've got 8 of 9 Bs, which means I have every single type, so that's good. And what I was going to say before I realized I made an uh-oh was I am also not connected to these guys right now. And the reason for that is I want to make sure that I've gotten every single kind of honeycomb. Um, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This should be every single one. Right? So this one, we can go ahead and get this back up and running. This guy. And then we're going to do the same thing over here with this. As I said, make sure, what is in there? Something in there. I'll go ahead and put these in here, this, all of this stuff. And now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 8 kinds. That is all of those. Quest complete. And that is how we're going to do it. This thing should start producing. This thing should start kicking into action, kicking all of this stuff out of here. It should catch up at some point. And we should start getting lapis and lead and uranium and all of this stuff, which is good. I was smart enough to actually leave myself 2 blocks of lapis. Only had 5 pieces of lapis in the whole system, so yeah. I still can't believe I did this, but, you know, crazier things have happened. What's in here? Nothing. This is just entity. Yeah, there's nothing in that, so that's cool. I do have a bunch of bees in here. I have stuff like my wither skeleton and my obsidian and cobblestone and netherite. Just bees that I don't need. If we go look at our system, we have 7,000 nether stars. We have 17,000 netherite ingots. We have 15,000 gold, which we don't need anymore. I've got 7,000 slime balls. We've got a ton of stuff, right? So I think we're going to leave those guys alone. How's our clay doing? 361 clay. Wow. Yeah, we'll let that thing run. I do think I want to get the sand, gravel, and dust bee up and running. And get, you know, at least some of these things. We need the cobblestone bee too. I just need that for the quest complete in here. So we still need prismarine, we need salt, we need raw uranite, constantan, cobblestone, creeper, elementium, zombie, silicone. I'll have to get that bee back up. Refined obsidian, RGB, osmium, ghast, fluorite, icy, manasteel, and rock crystal ore, skeleton. And then, yeah, we're looking really, really good down this whole quest line. It says that we're only 64%, but we have gotten quite a bit taken care of. I will start probably setting up some of these bees and making sure they're good to go. I thought I saw a little buzzy dude. Maybe what I saw was the light from that flashing. We can look on our map. Doesn't really show. That's okay. We'll keep an eye out. The particle. Oh, look there. How did you get out? And how did you get out? Is that both the bronze bees? What is going on? Huh. That is seriously weird. Who was this? This was the aluminum bee? Which aluminum is in here, yeah. Well, we'll just keep an eye on it. We had this happen last time where we had a few bees just get out and we'd put them back in and then they'd be good to go. But I think we did enough for today. We got back into bees. We got clay set up and automated. That's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. Like I said, we're probably going to shut this thing off before too long. But it is a thing. So that's going to do it for me on this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Next time we'll come back. We'll probably do some more quests and look at getting the rest of these different bees set up so we can kind of finalize the bee quest line. I'm also most likely going to look into some auto crafting so we can craft up the higher tier apiaries, because these two apiaries behind me that we set up today, these are the big ones that we need for the later part of the game. So we might as well, while we're still early on, get them set up and get a bunch of materials coming in. So, as always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. Consider subscribing if you're new. Check the description down below for all of the different ways to follow me, including a link to Twitch, Twitter, my Discord. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you.